Imagine unlocking a 600-year-old gardening secret that could revolutionize the way you grow. The Aztecs knew something about soil that we've forgotten, and it's not what you'd expect. Get ready to uncover their ingenious method that transforms even the most parched earth into fertile ground, all while being incredibly eco-friendly. If you've ever watched your plants wilt despite regular watering or noticed your soil becoming as hard as concrete after a few dry days, you're experiencing what millions of gardeners face today. Modern gardens are battling an epidemic of dry, lifeless soil that seems to reject water rather than embrace it. This isn't just a recent problem, it's the culmination of decades of practices that have stripped our soil of its natural vitality. Climate change has intensified this challenge, bringing longer dry spells and more extreme weather patterns that stress our garden ecosystems. Meanwhile, years of synthetic fertilizers have created a dependency cycle that actually weakens soil structure over time. These chemical inputs may provide quick nutrition, but they bypass and eventually destroy the complex web of microorganisms that naturally maintain soil health and moisture retention. The result is soil that has lost its ability to hold water effectively, creating a frustrating cycle where you water more frequently, but see diminishing returns. Your plants struggle, your water bills increase, and despite your best efforts, your garden feels like it's fighting against you, rather than working with you. But what if I told you that ancient civilizations had already solved this exact problem centuries ago? Deep in the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, the Aztecs developed one of history's most sophisticated agricultural systems, Chinampas. These weren't just simple gardens. They were floating agricultural islands that could produce food year-round in one of the world's most challenging environments. What made these systems so remarkable wasn't just their productivity, but their ability to create and maintain incredibly fertile soil that never seemed to lose its moisture-holding capacity. The genius of Chinampas lay in their understanding of water as both a delivery system and a storage medium for nutrients. Unlike modern irrigation that simply moves water across the surface, the Aztec method integrated water management directly into the soil structure itself. They created a system where organic matter, water and soil existed in perfect harmony, with each element supporting and enhancing the others. These floating gardens sustained millions of people in Tenochtitlan, producing multiple harvests per year from relatively small spaces. The soil in these systems was so rich and well-structured that it could support intensive cultivation without ever becoming depleted or compacted. The secret wasn't just in what they added to the soil, but in how they created a living system that continuously regenerated itself. The beauty of the Aztec approach is that its core principles can be adapted to virtually any modern garden setting, whether you're working with raised beds, in-ground plots, or even container gardens. The key is understanding that you're not just improving soil. You're creating a living ecosystem that manages water, nutrients, and plant health as an integrated whole. Start by creating what I call moisture reservoirs within your growing space. If you're building new raised beds, incorporate a lower layer of coarse organic materials like wood chips, straw, or even cardboard that will slowly decompose while creating air pockets that hold both oxygen and water. This mimics the organic foundation of the original Chinampas, where decomposing plant matter created a spongy base that could absorb and slowly release moisture throughout the growing season. The next layer is where the magic really happens. Create a mixture of partially composted organic matter. Think kitchen scraps that are just beginning to break down, grass clippings, fallen leaves, and aged manure. This layer should make up about 30% of your soil volume and acts as both a nutrient slow-release system and a moisture management network. As these materials decompose, they create the sticky compounds that help soil particles clump together, forming the stable structure that holds water while still allowing proper drainage. For existing gardens with compacted or dry soil, you can implement this method gradually by creating trenches or depressions every few feet throughout your growing area. Fill these with your organic matter mixture and plant directly into or around these enriched zones. Over time, the improved soil will spread outward, gradually transforming your entire garden bed. The Aztecs understood something crucial about plant communities that we often overlook today. Diversity creates resilience. Incorporate companion planting not just for pest control but for soil health. Deep-rooted plants like comfrey or daikon radishes can break up compacted layers and bring nutrients from deeper soil levels to the surface. Nitrogen-fixing plants like beans and peas contribute essential nutrients while their root systems create pathways for water and air movement. Gardens that implement these Aztec-inspired techniques often see dramatic transformations within just one growing season. The most immediate change is in water retention. Soil that previously shed water like a roof suddenly begins to absorb and hold moisture for extended periods. This isn't just about convenience. It's about creating the stable moisture environment that allows beneficial soil microorganisms to thrive. Within months, gardeners report soil that feels completely different to work with. Instead of hard, clumpy earth that requires significant effort to dig, the soil becomes soft and workable, with a rich, earthy smell that indicates active biological processes. Plants respond with stronger root systems, more vibrant growth, and increased resistance to both drought stress and disease pressure. The long-term benefits extend far beyond individual plant health. Gardens using this method typically see a 50 to 70% reduction in water usage within 2 years, as the improved soil structure eliminates the waste associated with runoff and rapid evaporation. Disease problems, particularly those related to root rot and fungal issues, often decrease significantly because the balanced moisture levels and active soil biology create conditions that favor beneficial organisms over harmful ones. Perhaps most importantly, these gardens become increasingly productive over time rather than requiring constant inputs to maintain fertility. The self-sustaining cycle of organic matter decomposition, moisture retention, and biological activity means that each year the soil becomes more fertile and easier to work with, creating a positive feedback loop that continues to improve your garden's performance. The Aztec method represents more than just a gardening technique. It's a fundamental shift toward working with natural systems rather than against them. By creating soil that functions as a living ecosystem, you're not just solving today's dry soil problems, you're building resilience for whatever challenges climate change might bring in the future. This approach has profound implications beyond your garden fence. Soil that actively sequesters carbon, supports biodiversity, and requires fewer external inputs contributes to broader environmental health in ways that extend far beyond food production. Every garden that adopts these principles becomes a small but significant contributor to ecological healing and climate resilience. The beauty of this ancient wisdom is really its adaptability. Whether you're gardening in the desert Southwest, the humid Southeast, or honestly anywhere in between, the core principles of integrated water management, organic matter cycling, and biological diversity can be modified to work with your local conditions and the materials you have on hand. Start small, maybe just experiment with one bed or even a few containers, and observe how your soil responds. Be sure to document the changes you notice, not just in plant growth but also in soil texture, water absorption, and the overall health of your garden ecosystem. Share your experiences with fellow gardeners, because this ancient knowledge becomes way more powerful when it's adapted and shared across different growing conditions and climates. The Aztecs sustained millions of people using these principles, creating abundance from challenging conditions through understanding and cooperation with natural systems. Your garden can absolutely be part of continuing this legacy, proving that ancient wisdom and modern innovation can work together to create a more sustainable and productive future for all of us. Ready to transform your dry soil into a thriving ecosystem? Subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more sustainable gardening techniques that work with nature instead of against it. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to unlock the secrets of truly regenerative growing, and let's build a community of growers who understand that, sometimes, The best innovations come from rediscovering ancient wisdom.